Welcome to Greece Travel Guide. If you're dreaming about your next summer escape, you're in the right place. Today, we're sharing our favourite Greek islands you won't find on most tourist lists, but are absolutely worth checking out. Last year, we revealed our top islands for 2025, and you can still find that video linked on screen and in the description below. This time, though, we're taking you to 5 completely new destinations. First up, Donousa. If you're looking for a Greek island that still feels properly undiscovered, Donousa is one of those rare places that instantly slows you down in the best possible way. This is a small, quiet, Cycladic island where life revolves around sandy beaches, gentle hiking trails, and a handful of laid-back tavernas. There's no big resort scene or nightlife here, just a relaxed, authentic island vibe that's becoming harder and harder to find. Despite the island's small size, the quality of beaches is exceptional. Kedros Beach is probably the most famous, wide, sandy, and beautifully wild, with that postcard-perfect turquoise water. Livadi Beach is another favourite, a little more sheltered and rugged, but equally stunning. Then there's Stavros Beach, right by the main village, incredibly convenient if you don't want to venture too far from your room. It's one of the nicest port beaches you'll find on any Greek island. Because Donousa is so compact, it's an island you can genuinely enjoy without a car. You can walk around much of the island in just a few hours, and there are several well-marked hiking paths connecting beaches and viewpoints, perfect if you enjoy gentle walks with rewarding scenery. During high season, there's a limited bus service, and a water taxi runs from Stavros to Kedros and Livadi several times a day. It's all very low-key and unhurried, very much in keeping with the island's character. One thing to be aware of is timing. Because Donousa is small, it can feel surprisingly busy in peak season during July and August. For the best experience, I'd strongly recommend visiting between late May and early July, or mid-September through early October. You'll still get warm seas and sunshine, but with a lot more breathing space. Getting here is relatively straightforward if you're already island hopping. Donousa is well connected by ferry from Naxos and also from nearby islands like Koufonisia and Amorgos, making it a great addition to a quieter Cyclades itinerary. Overall, Donousa is ideal if you want to disconnect, slow the pace right down, and experience a Greek island that still feels refreshingly untouched. It's not about ticking off sights, it's about enjoying simple pleasures, incredible beaches, and that feeling that time has gently hit pause. If that sounds appealing, Donousa might just be your perfect Greek island destination. Next up, Amorgos. Amorgos is one of those Greek islands that people usually stumble upon by accident, but once they do, they tend to come back again and again. It's still relatively lesser known, but it has built up something of a cult following, especially among hikers. The island is rugged and dramatic, with hilly terrain, deep valleys, and an extensive network of marked walking trails that crisscross the landscape. Even if hiking isn't your main reason for visiting, the scenery alone makes Amorgos feel very different from many of the flatter Cycladic islands. One thing that makes Amorgos quite unusual is that it has 2 active ports, each serving a different main tourist base. In the north you have Igali, which is the more relaxed, beach-focused area. Igali has by far the best beach on the island, long, sandy, and great for swimming, and it's also surrounded by hills, making it a popular base for walkers. Further south is Koufonisia, which feels more central and traditional. While the beach here isn't quite as impressive, Koutofonia's big advantage is its location. It's much closer to Hora, the island's beautiful hilltop capital, and to one of Amorgos' most iconic sites, the Panagia Hosoviotissa Monastery, dramatically built into the cliff face above the sea. Ferry connections are another plus. Amorgos is well connected to Naxos, as well as several of the quieter small Cyclades like Koufonisia, Donousa and Iraklia, making it a great option if you're planning a more adventurous island hopping route. One thing to keep in mind is accommodation. The island has a relatively limited supply, and combined with its popularity among hikers, prices can climb quickly in July and August. If you're planning a summer visit, it's definitely an island where booking early really matters. If you like islands with character, depth, and a slightly more adventurous feel, somewhere that rewards a bit of curiosity, Amorgos is a fantastic choice, especially if you want something that feels authentic without being completely off the map. Number 3, Koufonisia. Koufonisia is one of those islands that almost doesn't feel real when you first arrive. It genuinely has the look and feel of a tropical paradise, not something you'd expect to find in the very heart of the Greek islands. It's very small, but what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in stunning beaches. The water here is exceptionally clear, with bright turquoise shallows that wouldn't look out of place in the Caribbean. Beaches like Pori and Finicas are easy to reach and incredibly inviting, making Koufonisia all about swimming, relaxing, and slowing right down. Since our first visit in 2018, the island has developed significantly, but in a fairly subtle and sustainable way. There are now several more upmarket hotels, along with a wider choice of tavernas, cafes, and bars than there used to be. The important thing is that despite this growth, Koufonisia has managed to retain its small island charm. It still feels intimate, walkable, and refreshingly simple. Because of its size and popularity, timing really matters here. In July and August, Koufonisia can get crowded, especially with day trippers arriving from nearby Naxos. To see the island at its best, it's much nicer earlier in the season or later in the year, when things feel calmer and the beaches are easier to enjoy. Koufonisia works particularly well as a short restorative stop rather than a long stay. 3 to 4 nights is ideal, enough time to enjoy the beaches, sample the food, and fully unwind. If you're looking for an island that delivers maximum beauty with minimal effort, somewhere you can switch off, swim all day, and embrace that barefoot island lifestyle, Koufonisia is an excellent choice. The fourth island on today's list is Serifos. Serifos is a great example of a Greek island that quietly gets on with being itself, and that's exactly its appeal. Sitting in the western Cyclades, Serifos is often overshadowed by its neighbours, particularly Sifnos and the much more famous Milos. But for travellers who value atmosphere over hype, that works very much in Serifos' favour. The heart of the island is its stunning hilltop hora, one of the most dramatic in the Cyclades. Whitewashed houses cascade down over the hillside, crowned by the old castle ruins at the top, and the views over the Aegean, especially at sunset, are genuinely spectacular. It's a place that still feels lived in and traditional, rather than designed purely for visitors. Serifos also delivers when it comes to beaches. There's a great mix here, from easy to reach sandy bays near the port, to more remote unspoiled beaches scattered around the island. To really make the most of them, it's worth hiring a car, as some of the best spots are down rough tracks and well away from the main settlements. Food is another quiet highlight. The island has a strong sense of local cuisine, with traditional tavernas serving simple, well-executed dishes rather than anything overly trendy. Because of its size and low-key nature, Serifos works particularly well as a shorter stop, perhaps a few nights, or as a more relaxing alternative to some of the busier Cycladic islands. It's ideal if you want to slow the pace, explore at your own rhythm, and enjoy a Greek island that still feels refreshingly authentic. If your idea of a perfect island includes dramatic scenery, great beaches, and a sense that you've slightly stepped off the beaten path, Serifos is a really strong contender. And finally, Karpathos. To finish this list, I wanted to include an island that's a bit of a curveball, and Karpathos is exactly that. It's a clear change from the usual Cycladic recommendations, and one that often gets overlooked simply because of where it is. Karpathos sits in the far southeast of Greece, between the much more popular islands of Crete and Rhodes. For many travellers, it's an island they fly over rather than stop at, which is a real shame. One of Karpathos' biggest advantages is its weather. Thanks to its southerly position, it enjoys long summers, plenty of sunshine, and reliable conditions that make it especially appealing outside the absolute peak months. If good weather is high on your priority list, Karpathos rarely disappoints. The island is also home to some genuinely exceptional beaches. Apella Beach regularly features on lists of Greece's best beaches, with dramatic cliffs and intense blue water. Amopi offers a cluster of beautiful sandy bays that are great for swimming and relaxing, while Diakoftis Beach, with its pale sand and shallow turquoise water, almost feels Caribbean-like on a calm day. Beyond the coastline, Karpathos has a strong sense of tradition, especially in the far north of the island. The hilltop village of Olympos is one of the most striking in Greece, with colourful houses, steep lanes, and customs that feel deeply rooted in the past. It is a bit of a drive to get there, but it's absolutely worth the effort, and for many visitors it ends up being a highlight of the trip. Despite its remote feel, Karpathos is actually quite accessible. It has an international airport, making it easy to reach directly in the summer, and it's also well connected by ferry to Crete and Rhodes, which works well if you're planning a longer island hopping route. Karpathos is ideal if you're looking for something a little different, an island with wild landscapes, standout beaches, strong traditions, and fewer crowds than many better-known destinations. It's not polished or glossy, but that's exactly its charm. If you've already explored the Cyclades and want to branch out in 2026, Karpathos is a fantastic place to do it, and a memorable way to finish this list of Greek island recommendations. So there you have it, my top Greek island recommendations for 2026 and beyond. 5 very different islands, but all offering something a little more considered than the usual headline destinations. From the slow, unspoiled rhythm of Donousa to the picture-perfect beaches of Koufonisia and the dramatic landscapes and walking trails of Amorgos, or the traditional charm and quiet beauty of Serifos and the wild scenery and sunshine of Karpathos. Each of these islands is perfect if you're looking to experience Greece beyond the usual package holiday destinations. If you're still in the early stages of planning, it's also worth checking out my top Greek islands for 2025 video. That list features 5 more islands that I still strongly recommend. Together, the 2 videos should give you a really solid overview of your best options. If you found this useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more Greece travel guides, and let me know in the comments which island you'd choose or which one I should cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.